Good evening, everybody. Women Crushing It Wednesday with your favorite girls. Esmeralda's not here tonight, but Nika's here, and so is Nancy. How y'all doing tonight,
Hi.
ladies?
Hello.
Hello,
Doing very
hello.
Joe
good.
Joe Lopez was already like, let's get this
Let's get
party
the party.
started. He got in
You know
really
what,
early.
Joe? Thank you, thank you. We appreciate you being here to get
Yes,
the party
absolutely.
started.
And Jesus, saludos. Yes, thank you so much. It has been a long week for all of us, and we're just going to answer questions. We're going to talk about things we've seen on Twitter, on Facebook, on Boxing Scene, Instagram, and
The
I want to
Canelo
talk
and the
about.
Canelo and plant fight though
Oh,
too.
absolutely. And that's going to be like the first thing. Absolutely. Spit Bucket, what's up? How are you? So let's talk about
Hey.
that first. Let's talk about that first. Nika, what did you think about the fight last weekend? Let's talk about
I
that. Emlo, what's
it
up?
it was very entertaining. I saw a clip online of, because while we're watching the fight, we don't get to hear the mic up fighters
Mhm.
inside the ring. So, and I think it was round nine. Caleb Plant was like talking to Canelo, like, "Hey, this is a good fight, right? Um, I'm not bad for 21-0, right? I respect you,
Uh-uh.
man." And I'm just like, "Wow, this guy is trying to soften the blow." You know, he knows his body was probably breaking down. He knew he couldn't go too much more, and he was just like, "Let me see if I can soften this blow." And he was just like, trying to play his cards right with Canelo, but then, he couldn't help it. Canelo rocked him, and that was all she wrote. But I thought that was like the corniest thing on the face of the earth. I don't know how
Corny.
other people felt about it, but to me, it was corny for him to like try to have a conversation with Canelo while Canelo was trying to
Jesus
beat his
says he
face in.
was aborrido. So for women who know that what that means, he said he was bored.
He was bored.
You
I wasn't bored. I thought it was a good fight. I was
uh,
but because I knew that Canelo was gonna knock him out, I just didn't know what round. So I think that's why I
mm-hmm.
was excited. I was just like, okay, the next one's gonna happen. The next one's gonna happen. But you know, Plant was on his bicycle and doing that Philly shell thing, and
Which
you
we
know,
thought, which we knew. I'll get to you, Nancy, but Lee says it's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Women
Whoop
Crushing It
whoop.
Wednesday is back on the air, and because of that fight talk, it's in our immediate future. Absolutely. G Funky, what's up? Nancy, what did you think about the fight?
Oh, it was awesome. So I still wore my Canelo hat yesterday on the
Uh-huh.
show. Because I'm like, I'm getting a lot of great wear out of my Canelo hat, especially the past 11 months, right? Because
Yes,
he's
good
been like
vibes,
keeping
good energy.
busy. Yeah,
Yeah.
we talked about we have a plan. I'm not gonna wash the hat. It's gonna become like one of those things now. It's gonna be like all like crusty, but it's like the good look hat.
Okay, it's good,
I
good,
you
good
know what?
juju, good mojo.
It was good. And I'll tell you what, I watched from the very beginning. I watched the undercards. I'll tell you that because I'm like, I'm paying for this. I'm going to watch
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
So I watched the whole thing. Um, so if there's time, we can talk about what was or wasn't the undercard. But the fight I think was fantastic. And you remember I said last week, okay, I like Plant. I'm a Canelo fan. I was rooting for Canelo, but I'm not going to say I didn't like Plant. I like Plant, and I was really happy with his performance. Honestly, like he came and he boxed. We knew he could box, and I think it was good. I was excited. I
Okay.
was hollering and that whole bit. I mean, but I was rooting for Canelo.
can I
I
just
think
address one comment that's on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
screen right now?
Address it. Read it. Address it, and then I'm going to tell you my opinion. Yes.
So the spit bucket says, damn good fight." I disagree, Nika. I thought that was two warriors commending each other after all the promoting dramatics. Damn good scrap. Plant earned the fan in me. I totally disagree with that. Canelo didn't even want to talk. Plant was saying this is a good fight. Canelo was like, yeah, yeah. He was trying to shut him up. There was not two fighters trying to commend each other. Plant was just not trying to get knocked out. He was trying to talk his way out that knockout that he knew was coming. So that's your opinion, but I stand on what I said. That was corny as fuck. Corny as hell.
And you
I
know what?
mean,
I'm just gonna say this. I totally respect anybody that gets in the ring. I do. I mean, it takes a lot to get in the ring. It takes a lot to face a beast. But I will say this. In my opinion, Plant was on survival mode. He was on
Mhm.
survival mode. He did not want to get knocked out. He did not want to get knocked out too early. Okay. Canelo started early at the body. He started chopping, chopping, chopping. There was a point where you could even see that Plant could no longer move. He could not move his legs anymore. And he was trying to stay away. He was trying to survive. I mean, that was my opinion. And he did for as long as he could until he couldn't anymore. G Funky Boxy says Canelo reminded me of JCC on Saturday, cutting the ring off, going to the body, and finished it late. Yeah, absolutely. Lee Groves said, Nancy, this is for you. Why punish the Canelo hat with accumulated crud? Because the man who it celebrates keeps winning. I'd reward every Canelo win with a good, thorough washing, but that's just me.
You know what? That's a good perspective. I will take that into
At
consideration,
least a little Febreze, you know what I mean? A little Febreze.
Maybe I'll Febreze it,
Yeah,
give it a little wipe, with the dryer sheet or something.
AMLO, I like this. Plant brought an amateur style. I tried the Floyd shoulder roll. Pity pat, no power punches. Oh my gosh, I kept saying that. The shoulder roll, the Philly shell, it was not working for him, and he continued to use it over and over and over again. Yes, he was pop move, pop move, and he was doing the Philly shell. It did not work for him. Yes. Oh my gosh, Emlo. Yes, absolutely.
Great. I'll tell you. So, I mean, we can talk about the fight,
absolutely.
Go round by round and everything. But I have to talk to y'all about one of the highlights for me of the fight.
Yes.
And that's when Canelo makes the translator do his job and tells him, you tell him and tell him everything, not just what you want to say. Like, that to me was hilarious. And I think so many people agreed with me, because I'll tell you, it frustrates the heck out of me when they don't fully translate.
But
when I have
guy.
Yeah.
Guy always.
Yeah.
Why is he been there? Why?
It's frustrating. And then I'm here.
Nobody's ever complained before, probably, because I was like, that's not what the fighter said.
Because most of them don't speak Spanish and English. That's why. So they don't know.
Yeah.
So well, now that Canelo can speak both, I'm sure he's looking back and like, this fool has not been translating me correctly.
Absolutely.
And he was about to say it in English. He was about to respond. But then he caught himself, remembering that there's somebody behind him that's earning a paycheck to do this, and says, no, you do it. Right. And by the way, say all of it, not just partial. I thought that was brilliant.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
And Put him on blast. I'm sorry, Jesus. Canelo got tired. Absolutely not. No way. No how. Absolutely not. I disagree with that 100%.
Oh, you must be a Canelo hater.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, we talked about the audience. The audience was going to be either going for Canelo or against Canelo.
Absolutely.
I think a very small percent was actually there to watch Plant.
Well, you see, this is this comment right here is Slide Encounter says, I thought it was fairly competitive until maybe the 8th, then Canelo started taking over. And that's what Canelo normally does. He takes over the second half of the fight. So he was just, like you said, Christine, chopping them down, and then Plant knew that was going on. That's when he wanted to have a little friendly conversation and say, hey, this is a good fight, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it was those sneaky body shots. I mean, Canelo throws those feints, touches the body. You can't really see them coming. You don't know that they're there. But I mean, Plant knew they were there. Plant saw them. We may not have seen it because they're sneaky. But Plant, you start looking at his legs. He starts losing his legs early. You're like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? He's very crafty, very skilled. He's sneaky. He's a veteran. I mean, I didn't expect anything less. Remy, saludos. Hello. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, Remy.
So much.
It was in the 8th round that Canelo really did start to put on the pressure even more and just attack the body even more. So to the earlier comment, I agree that the 8th was a bit of a turning point. I think that's when, people talk about him turning it on in the later rounds. And I think it was then, there was that headbutt in the 7th round.
Yeah.
So I think that's why the next round he's like, okay, that's it. You know, we got to turn it on, and he did.
So what do you think
Twin,
about the fight, was it the co-main event with Darrell?
oh my gosh,
He
we're
had-
gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
It was like a quick fight,
We're
but
gonna
like
get to that. We're gonna get to that.
And I'm glad
he-
Lee's on. I have some
yeah,
questions.
because
Yeah,
he
me
came
too.
out and said after the fight that he's gonna retire if he don't get the fight with. He might as well retire if
Girl,
he don't get the
bye.
fight with
Bye.
Canelo, and everybody's like, bye.
Yeah, that's
You know,
exactly what's happening.
Great fight, but bye. Like,
What's
you're
up,
not gonna give Canelo
Mr.
ultimatum like that.
IOTBA.
TBA. Good evening, Devin Johnson. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you so much. You know what? There was a comment earlier. Twin Munoz, he said, "How did y'all have it before the KO? I was going for Canelo, but I had it 6-4 Plant. I may have given Plant 2 rounds. I'm sorry in the beginning. I didn't
did
give him
too.
4.
I gave I think I'm trying to remember what rounds I gave him. For sure, I think I gave Plant the 4th.
To be honest, I
So,
wasn't even
Twin
scoring it.
Munoz,
I
I'm
was just
curious which
waiting
ones
for
you gave
I was waiting for the knockout because I knew it was coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
but-
I was messaging y'all because I had said the 6th, and I was like, son of a gun.
Yeah,
It made it past the 6th.
Yeah, Emlo said 2 to 3 round stop. Yeah, I mean, being very generous, I gave him 3. I for sure gave him 2, and that to me, that's being generous too. Yeah, Emlo, you and I are like this. Devin Johnson, yeah, Darrell uppercutted that man. You know what? The uppercut was
a beautiful
amazing.
uppercut. Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
great.
hey, we're not taking that away from the man.
Right. You know what?
But-
This is boxing. It's those lucky, crazy shots that you don't expect.
Mhm.
And it just came out of nowhere because before that he wasn't throwing any punches. He wasn't doing anything. But I'm sorry that fight was not exciting. It was a snoozer. I'm sorry. And do I want to see him fight again? Honestly, no. Do I want to see him fight Canelo? No.
No.
Does he want to get a payday? Who doesn't
Yeah,
want to get a
everybody
payday?
wants
Do I
a
blame
payday.
him?
Payday. I know.
Payday. Do I blame him for calling out Canelo, wanting to fight Canelo? No, absolutely not.
But to try to give somebody an ultimatum, like I'm gonna retire if I don't get.
Oh
the
yes,
Canelo fight,
because
it's like, bye, buddy. Nobody's really hurting to see you like that.
Right.
Goodbye.
Right.
You know.
listen,
Yeah,
he's like, hold me back
absolutely.
because I'm gonna retire. You don't do it.
Yeah. You don't give me this fight, I'm gonna retire. Okay.
Hey,
But
but do you
you-
think will they force that? Will they force that on us? You think that they would force
I don't
a
know.
fight like that on
Nobody wants
us?
to see that. There's so many other
Canelo,
fights
Right?
that are
Canelo is running his own
No.
show. Canelo
Yeah.
is going to tell you who he's going to fight again. And why would he want to fight him? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yep.
You know?
I think that the business model that Canelo has built will not allow for
Yeah.
that to happen. You know,
Absolutely agree.
the past couple of fights where he's doing these short-term deals, I think it's brilliant. It puts him in control. You know, he doesn't need all these other promoters you know, stepping in and pushing. So yeah, I think and I hope that we won't see that because I won't watch it. I'll give him
I'll
give him a
fight next
10
though?
points for the flip though.
Julia Streeter said David Benavidez. I would like to see
Mhm.
that.
Yeah,
I would.
Me
I
too.
can say it. I agree with you, Julius. I really
Yep.
do. I like that. I like that. But you know what, guys? Let me say this. Something that we passed up, and I'm sorry that we did. Pancho Esparza, what's up? We totally did not talk about the Amadouche and Mayer fight. That was the
Oh,
night
yeah,
before.
Oh, that's
So-
right.
So let's Sheba Brown, hello, good evening. So let's just backtrack a little bit because people are calling that one of the greatest, if not the greatest, female matchups to date or in our era. And so what did y'all think about that matchup? And what did y'all think about the scorecards?
Okay, so I thought the scorecards were horrible, per usual. I mean, like that's not even unfortunately we're used to that, so it's not shocking. But it was a great fight. Like it was action packed. It was like they were throwing blows back and forth. It was like nonstop. There was like no defense in that fight whatsoever.
all.
They was just
At all.
I'm just like, is anybody gonna put some defense out? They was just going at it.
Yes.
So, Michaela definitely earned that win, but she was taking some blows. I don't know if she could get away with that with some other fighters uh taking on, like, not having the defense of. I don't know. It's just like I don't see her beating too many other people like that, taking all the blows. If somebody else has a little bit more power, they can knock her out because Maduche, however you say her name,
Amadouche.
but Amadouche.
Wait, your message. Oh my gosh, I was laughing so hard.
That's how I remember her name. Yes.
That's a good
Amadouche.
way.
She
Yes.
was getting some cracking in there,
She
If
was.
she would
And
have had a
she keeps
little bit,
coming.
if she had a little bit
She
more
is
on there,
has
she'd
mad
have knocked her out.
conditioning. If she would have had a little
Yeah,
bit more power. Allegro said
yeah.
great action fight between Mayer and Amadouche.
Yep.
The right woman won, but the margin was ridiculous. I agree.
Yes.
That was a
Yes.
profound insult to Amadouche, who pushed the fight and was effective. Yes,
I would like to
totally,
see a rematch
totally.
for
Yep.
that. To be
So
honest, I would like
so
to see a rematch.
Lee and I were watching it that Friday. So we were watching it on the chat, and it was such an exciting fight. And let me tell you, when we saw those scorecards, it was like, what? That's
But were
horrible.
you
You
really
know,
shocked?
I
Were you really
mean,
shocked?
it was.
Yeah, the
I
scorecards were off.
just it was
Were
it
you
was.
really shocked? I don't know
Well,
if I'm
let me.
shocked
Well,
anymore
first
at
of
these
all, I want to be
scorecards.
clear. Nobody
So
can blame
you're
Texas
speaking
for this one.
politics, Nika. You're speaking politics is what you're speaking. Like, were you shocked?
Mm.
You're talking about the politics of it all. And Julius, my guy, you already know my girl will beat anybody. Just saying. But yes, so Nika's speaking politics. I think Nancy.
Yeah, the politics of it all. But what I was saying is you can't blame Texas on this one. With the bad
Yeah.
scorecards,
I love that comment. I
Yep.
love
Because
that.
listen, we get blamed for everything, and it's like, weren't Texas judges? Didn't happen in Texas. So everybody move on.
Yes,
So the fight,
absolutely.
the fight itself, though, I do think that Michaela had a slow start. And one thing that I'll give Hamadouche is that I felt like he was active and busy the whole fight. She lost some steam, of course, in the later rounds. But man, she kept charging. She kept charging, and I think in like the 7th round, she was taking Michaela's uppercuts. So that was very impressive. So I think
Yeah,
that she had a
they were
really
both
nice.
eating each other's punches.
They were, but I mean,
Because I didn't really see
know.
anybody hurt, to be honest. Like nobody was like
and
hurt.
no, absolutely not. And Amadouche, I like I said, I've seen her in international fights. I've seen her. She was in camp with us when we were in Miyazaki. I've seen her. Like she can go. She is conditioned. She can go. So I knew it was going to be a very, very good fight. And then but I knew the margins were off. Yes, the politics there. I don't know. It was really, really off. Do we want to see a rematch? I would like to see a rematch. Does
Yeah,
she have
I
to?
would like
that'd be
to.
cool.
I would like to for
But
sure.
but does Michaela have to give her one? No. I mean, she's got her
No,
belt.
she doesn't have to,
Why
but
would
we
she
would
have
like
to do
to
that?
see it. We would like to see it.
Eddie, he released a statement, and when you got people in the ring saying it was one of the best female fights I've ever seen, which it was, how can you score a fight 100-90 or give her 1 or 2 rounds in the fight? It was crazy. And I totally agree with that comment. Most definitely.
So I want to ask for those that watched it, because I think the ref was last name is Ortega. I can't remember the first name, but it kind of felt like he just kept stopping them a lot in the first few rounds. Don't know if that was just me. Kind of felt like he was just jumping in there, like not letting them box. He was stepping in a little too much.
I feel like the ref kind of let them go at it because they were.
You think so?
I didn't quite notice, but I would like to rewatch it and see that.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody in the comments, people in the comments are saying this because this happened at the Canelo fight, that Jared Hurd has slapped the Charlo.
Yeah, but you know what? That didn't even happen. He did not slap him. I saw the video.
He almost slapped him because he pushed the one that was in front of him and then kind of went to slap the other one.
Right.
He said that Charlo, I don't know which one said it to him, but he said that he would kill him and his girl. So then that's when he pushed and tried to slap the Charlo brother. Like, I tell you, I think we spoke about this before, how the Charlo brothers are always angry They're always
Yes.
angry and like,
And
you
Someone-
know.
they're easily to ignite. So people know that they can mess with them. You know what I'm
I-
saying? They,
Yeah. But I feel
I
like
s-
they be looking for trouble too. It's like
no,
I
no, no.
saw a
always mad.
tweet.
They're always mad.
I saw a tweet. I don't know who to give credit to this, but I
Kayla.
was laughing so hard. The tweet said the Charlo brothers get mad if they find a pen cap without a pen.
Yeah, and it's so sad, you know, because they are talented and they can do really great things, but I think that their selves get in the way, and it's a shame. It really
I'm gonna
is.
say this, and I'm not saying that they are on steroids. I'm just saying that they act like some people that are on steroids. They have this roid
Short
rage.
temper.
Yeah, very, very short temper, like roid. And not, and you know, and I can say that because I act the same way. You know, I do the same. I'm very short tempered. I could say I'm on steroids or something. I'm very short tempered, and I like ready to go at any moment.
Maybe
So I
y'all
see
were y'all
I
born
see
in the
myself in
same
them.
month?
I don't know if we have the same birthday, but I definitely see myself in them a lot because I'm always mad about something. So I'm gonna own it.
Well, I
let me
thought
see what else.
the fight was great. I'd love to see it again. And just a little fashion talk. I really liked the colors that Michaela's team had. I thought that looked
Oh, the
Pretty
brown.
sweet.
It was
and
like a
yellow.
bronze or like a brown.
like a maroon, like
Mhm.
like a
I think
deep.
it was brown. Was it? I thought it was.
I think it was
brown.
brown.
Maybe it was
because
just brown.
After her fights, her and her team always wear bathing suits and stuff of the colors that they wear.
Yeah.
And they had like a cow print one, so I think it was brown.
Yeah, I think it
But
was.
yeah. But yeah, I would like to see
I
a
saw,
rematch
I
of
saw the
that.
video. I didn't think it was a slap, but I don't know. But so, who are they fighting next, though? Does anybody know who the Charles are fighting next? I haven't seen anything.
No, they fighting each other and everybody and everybody they can get to. I don't
Okay,
know.
there's
I
a lot
haven't heard it.
There's a lot of people calling out, that Canelo should take on. Is it Mel?
Yes,
Not Mal. Mel.
I
It's
don't
Mel.
think that's gonna happen next. I don't think that's gonna
yes.
happen next.
Yeah, you know what? IOTBA, why Jamal slapped that man's camera? Yes, I thought that was very disrespectful. And
The fan, right? The fan's camera.
Yes, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just asked him a question.
They're always angry. It's like that's what I'm saying. They act like people that are on like
But-
athletes
Yeah,
that
I
are
didn't
on
like that.
roids.
But
They
Karai, did you also see that look, that stare he gave into the camera? Like when
Yes,
he
I
did
did.
that?
like roid rage, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I
That
didn't
was
consider that.
like
But
scary.
they didn't have that energy with Hurd. They didn't really have that
No,
energy
they
with
didn't.
Hurd.
But Hurd has
It
a
was more
whole,
the
has a
one that was
whole
right in front of him had to
entourage,
put
too.
his drink down
Right.
get stopped by like just civilians there because there was no real security that broke
Right.
him up. So you mean to tell me
And
you
I
couldn't
know
get to
I know
Hurd?
a lot of Hurd's people, and they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Trust me, they're
Yeah.
not.
So they're all
Um,
bark really to me.
Yeah, yeah. If the Charlo twins fight each other, they better wear different trunks because it's impossible for the judges to
I
tell apart. Yeah,
know.
that's true.
Yep. I mean,
Uh,
there's like a
Jamal Jackson
height
make it big.
difference, but yeah, it's hard.
So Pancho said they get drunk. I don't know. They like fancy wine. I mean, I like fancy wine too, but I'm not a fighter, so I guess it's okay. They
Oh,
millionaires.
so do you
they're
want to
still
talk
in the
about
hood.
the post that Mikey Garcia posted because
Yes, absolutely.
Spence had posted a meme about schooling Mikey Garcia. So then Mikey Garcia
Yes.
posted a doctor's report from when their fight was happening and he said like, okay, you're trying to make your biggest win against a sick like a sick fighter. So then the people that really were harping on this, which was really stupid to me, and this is somebody already made a
I'm gonna
comment
clear
about
it
it.
up, Julius. I'm gonna clear it up.
That he checked off white, but people don't understand that when you filling out doctor's forms, because I see it all the time. I work in a
Yes.
hospital. There's no selection for Hispanics to put in the race but white, and then when you choose your ethnicity, you put Hispanic. So I don't
Exactly.
know why that was a big thing on Twitter. Like it was really
Yes,
stupid and ignorant, to be honest. Like, ugh,
exactly.
you know, Mikey was not
Exactly
trying to be white. Like, y'all gotta get
at
off of
all.
that. That was the dumbest shit I ever seen.
I'm 51 years old, and my birth certificate says white. You know, my mom's 76, white. My dad, he's same, white, because we don't have any other option. You know, there
Yeah.
wasn't any other option.
And then when you choose
It
your
wasn't a big deal.
ethnicity, they have the option of
The
Hispanic, and that's where
ethnicity,
you check that off.
absolutely.
So why people were like harping on that is beyond me. And then people were trying to say that Mikey was the one that like posted that and was like bringing up old stuff. He was responding to something that Spence posted. So I don't think that he was looking, you know, he was just kind of just defending himself. So
Yeah, exactly.
whatever. I see.
There was not an other on me, Pancho. You're probably like way younger than me. We did not have
Slide,
other in my day.
slide encounters. Like, yeah, I'm mixed, so I always check both.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
after
think
You
a
know
those are
certain
what?
good.
year, they
According
changed.
We didn't
according
have
to
those
my
in my
according to
day.
my 23andMe and Ancestry, I'm just gonna go boop, 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 and
Exactly,
just check
right,
all of them.
exactly. And it's good we can do that now, but back then we couldn't do it. And back with
Hmm.
Mikey, we couldn't
Yeah.
do it.
Mm-mm.
But you know, I found it very odd that Spence posted that meme out of nowhere. So
Mhm.
I'm thinking, like, are they
That
trying to
is
make
odd.
like, are
You
they gonna
know,
try to make a Spence and Garcia too? Because
you
that was so
know,
odd and
that
like out
is
the blue.
odd.
You
You're
know,
That is odd.
right.
You know, that might be the comeback fight.
That's so,
yeah, that's what
yeah,
I'm just
that
like.
was
Why
kind
would
of
he post that
out
out
of
of nowhere?
nowhere.
That is good,
Mikey
Nika.
Garcia wasn't talking shit about him,
Everybody
so
needs
why
to
would he
remember
post
the
that?
show.
That was
Yeah,
Remember the
totally
you
show.
called it,
random.
Nika
right?
called
Yeah.
it. Nika called it.
That was
It,
totally random.
It was so
yeah, it
random
really
because I'm like,
was.
why would he? Mikey Garcia wasn't talking shit about him, and Garcia just lost the fight, so he wasn't talking about Spence. And like, so why would Spence
True.
out the blue just post a meme like poking fun at Mikey Garcia? Like, are they gonna try to give us a Mikey Garcia and Spence too? I feel it coming.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Julius,
I
I
think
agree
so.
with you. I would like to see Ugas and Spence.
Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna happen. They have
I don't think so either.
Ugas has that tournament he has to get into. They kind of
Yeah.
screwing Ugas over, and he wants to unify the belts, but I don't. They kind of screwing Ugas over, so they have him in this tournament that they're trying to do, and you know
Long live
he's
boxing.
trying his best. He's trying his best to fight it, but he already got shot down already.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry I couldn't mute it in time.
No, you're fine. Long live boxing. I agree with you.
So, you know, just thinking through the the undercard that everybody was just so not looking forward.
One of the worst undercards. I'm sorry, but it was one of the worst undercards.
You know, are they going to do this to us again, you think? Is this what we're going to start to see more of?
I hope not, because right now, I mean, we went through the pandemic and there was like no boxing, and now there's so much boxing. We don't have to do that. I really hope not. I really hope
there
not.
was no need.
Who's on this undercard for Bud and Porter next week? Who's on that?
Well,
undercard?
I know one of my little USA boxing babies, Tiger Johnson, is going to be on there. But I don't know who else. I don't know. I need to look at it.
Who you guys have winning that fight?
Wait, which one?
That's
for
next.
this?
Oh no, can we talk about it this week?
Heck yeah,
No,
let's talk about
we
it.
need to talk about that. We could talk about it next week because it's
Twin Munoz. Who is it? Who is
Saturday.
it? He said, "Man, Porter Crawford undercard is trash." Who is it? Who's on the undercard? Enlighten us.
I'm looking
because
to see.
that pay-per-view is $70. They can't be giving us crappy ass.
Wait, when is it though?
It's
next
not
Saturday.
this weekend, but next one. Yes.
Oh, okay, I have it here. So that's going to be the what? Do the math for me.
Pancho, we're
The
going to talk
20th?
about that Munguia and Rosado too. We're going to talk about that one as well. But so who's on the undercard of the Porter Crawford? And then I want to talk about Crawford. They said he didn't. Porter said that Crawford didn't show up for the Zoom call, so that means he already won. It was today.
He got a 10-8 round. Like if that's what you're gonna hang on to, my guy, like you're gonna have a long night. Well, I saw Jake Donovan post on the box, like on his Twitter, that Crawford was having like internet issues or something
Technical
like
yeah,
connection
exactly.
yeah. So, but you could tell
He's
that Porter is just happy to be there. He can't really shit talk this fight, you know. So that's the best thing he can come up with. Like
yeah.
they already said,
If
I'm
he's,
winning.
I think that because Crawford's in Colorado. I mean, the house
I
is
got
up
the
there
I
in the
got
mountain.
I
Like,
got the
come on.
undercard.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
it
who is
looks
it?
like I'll start at the bottom. So we have featherweights. We have Adam Lopez versus Adán Ochoa.
Mm.
Then that's an 8-rounder, and then we have also featherweights Isaac Dogbo and Christopher Diaz.
Oh, dog,
It's going to be
okay.
10 rounds. Raymond Marataya and Steven Ortiz.
Okay.
I'm not even going to try. Lee's going to have to help me with the pronunciation on this one. But
We'll
Janibek
put him out there.
Alimankali versus Hassan Ndam. Esquiva Falco versus Patrice Volney. And then Bud and Porter.
I don't know.
That's going to be on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. I know.
And they want $70.
I mean, does
for that.
anybody
It's like, y'all gotta
in
give
the
us
chat
better
know any of
undercards. Y'all
those?
charging this $70 for these pay-per-views. They gotta give us better undercards than that, you know.
You know, boxing fans need to unite around this bullshit. I'm just saying, like
Yeah.
the translating. There's just so many things. Like we need to just all agree on a particular fight and just go on strike.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Well, so
the main event is amazing, and I'm excited about that. So,
mm-hmm.
and it definitely I have Bud hands down. I think it's going to be a late knockout. I take nothing away from Porter, but it's just
So, ladies, we talked about a couple weeks ago. I don't think it was it was like 2 shows ago. We were talking about Robert Garcia. And we were talking about his stable, and we were talking about the many fighters that he has. And we were talking about how Robert Garcia's globetrotting all over the U.S. And I was going to call him, by the way, pick up the dry cleaning, wash my clothes and make me dinner and all of that. And then what happens, right? So the big chisme, huge chisme, I didn't even know which way to look, right? It was Twitter novelas. And our guy here, right? I got my you know what? My Virgil shirt. I got to show it off because it's the Dia de los Muertos.
It's a dope shirt. Yeah,
I need it. I'm getting me one.
So first we see apparently Coppinger, ESPN announced that Ortiz is going with Eddie, right? And it's like the frenzy. Everybody goes bananas. But then Ortiz Sr. is quick with the receipts and says, no, we said no. We told you no.
No, it was Ortiz himself who posted the
yes, he said if you don't
I thought it was Senior. Okay.
No,
it was Junior.
It was Junior himself.
It was Junior,
shows and says and respect and everything, right? And then we have Robert Garcia come out with a video. And then Robert says, well, I'm not training him anymore, right? And it just looks like now where people were really pissed off at Coppinger that, he might have not been too far off. It was never said that officially it's with Eddie, but it was confirmed that Robert's no longer training him. And it appears that the root cause is stemming from Robert not being at his last fight. And we were talking about that. We mentioned that.
That was the second one.
The second one, so okay, not the first. So I just thought, tying it all back to the conversation we already had, does he have too many fighters?
Yeah, that's why people need to tune into us, because we foresee what's going to happen.
We be dropping those gems.
That's right. You see, you like how I did that? Just like full circle.
Full circle.
Well, see, I think Ortiz was more mad about that. He said that he was going with Eddie Reynoso when he clearly told him in the text messages, no.
Right.
And Mike Coppinger still took it upon himself to report that. Like, I just think he's just sloppy ass reporting.
Is he becoming like the TMZ of?
He's sloppy
of boxing.
He clearly told him no, that he's not going with Reynoso, but he didn't deny him going to another trainer. He just said clearly he said no to Reynoso, and I don't think it's like his job to like. Well, I'm just gonna say he's going with Reynoso anyways, and
And
post it
and
like.
we've seen him put things out before and then have to reel it back in. I mean, this is not the
Yeah, so
first time.
he's just like a dirty, sloppy ass
Mm-hmm.
reporter. So
Yep.
I don't blame Ortiz being pissed off at him for reporting that, because Robert Garcia said that in a tweet that he only said that he thought he was going to Reynoso because of what reporters were saying.
Right.
He didn't know for sure or officially who he was going to. He said he got that information from reporters. So like sloppy ass Carpenter. So
Right, exactly.
Mm.
Just like
yeah.
everybody else, he's looking at Twitter and
Yeah.
everything else.
Yeah.
You know,
So
I mean,
that's why he came in with that assumption, because of the reporters. But Ortiz said he told Carpenter no, and he posted the text messages that clearly said no. So it's like I don't know why he thought that he could just report that. But
Yep.
yeah, Lee Gross says it's a good way to burn bridges for future stories, but apparently he's willing to take that risk. Yeah, like
absolutely.
if I was a fighter, I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to do no story with him the way
Right.
he
Mm-hmm.
moved. He moved sloppy. He moved sloppy as hell. So
Yeah,
you know
I
what?
think
If he was to
sometimes
hit me,
they
I'd be
get too
like,
excited. They get too excited. It's like you have to be patient, pull back,
he's
see
already
what it
like on
is.
everybody's shit list. He's the one where Aaron was like, "You shut the fuck up, you prick!" Like you know, Aaron already cussed him out. He don't really have a good rapport in the boxing industry, from what it looks like to me.
That's
You know,
that's true. You're right,
so
Remy.
he's
Yes, he was with
Yeah,
Diaz.
he
You're
did.
right.
He
He
did.
was. He absolutely was with Diaz first. Yes.
So
He was.
we'll,
Diaz is my
we'll
guy.
see
I
how
love him.
we'll see how this unfolds. But I was just like, wow. And I wonder if was there, because I don't know how this works contractually, but was there any type of like not non-disclosure, but like on the non-disclosure route of, if in the event, that they part ways, that there's like an official way of announcing it or saying it, surely they didn't want to do anything to take
well,
away
because
from the
Robert
Canelo
Garcia
fight.
also said on Twitter that he knew for 2 weeks.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, he did.
So he
AMLO.
he
knew for 2
knew it,
weeks.
but
So
he wasn't probably
yeah,
going to say anything till after the Canelo fight.
AMLO,
yeah,
let me tell
but
you something. You are in my brain, dude. You are in my brain. Yes, he needs to work on his defense. Let me tell you something. There's
Mm-hmm.
levels to this. His dad brought him to a certain point. His offense is amazing, but the defense, yes, that's why I was thinking, you know what? If he was going to go with Reynoso, great. It was going to be great because he was going to be able to work on his defense. You are A1. All your comments have been like, yes, for me, right here. Oh my gosh, AMLO, you right on. You right on. I'm serious. I'm like, I don't know who you are, but you are 100. 100.
what was I gonna say? Oh, I forgot. Damn.
Well, it was good for like a hot 10 minutes. It was
No, you
like
know what?
ruling
But we're
Twitter
gonna
for
see. We're
a
gonna see
minute.
all of this unfold. But you know what? I want to exactly two great minds. Shoot, don't leave out the great minds.
Yeah,
but
I was
you
gonna
know
say
what?
that Ortiz probably doesn't have. He might still go to Reynoso, but he probably just hasn't made that decision yet. He's probably shopping around. So I don't think it was Competer's place to throw that out there.
No,
You know.
no,
So
no. I don't think so. I don't think it was his place at all. No, at all.
I wouldn't.
Um,
If I was fighters, I would not do no stories with him whatsoever. Not whatsoever.
okay, got it.
No, Lee, I'm drinking, so you're right. I that's why I lost my train of thought, but it came back. It came back.
But okay, I saw something. So we haven't talked about Rolly at all, and okay.
When did that happen? Oh my
So-
gosh, we haven't talked about this?
No, but I just saw a little video. So, Rolly said he's very heartbroken because he wanted to buy his mama a house in cash for Christmas. But I look, I'm all about if you are a victim of sexual violence or whatever, then whoever the perpetrator is, they need to be thrown in a dungeon and the key like thrown in the ocean. Like, I mean, there is no excuse for that. Like, none at all. This is my only problem. What is good for the goose has to be good for the gander. So we have these guys that are beating up, you know, strippers like Robert Easter Jr.
Oh yeah, he just got
allegedly.
convicted for. He just got convicted.
Yes,
No.
people. Right.
He. Because I just read the story right before we were starting doing this. He pled.
Yes.
He pled not guilty first, and then he changed it to no contest, and then they found him guilty. And so
Yes.
his sentencing is November 30th. And he
Okay.
knocked a woman out and chipped her tooth, and she was unconscious.
Julius, you're right.
Crazy.
But we are guilty first, or is it innocent until proven guilty? No, we're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. We are. We're supposed to be, you know. And then we saw on camera, you know, Tank beating up his baby mama in a crowd. You know, whether she went back to him or not, like he still did it. And then so look, the girl, she was very courageous to come out. I'm sorry for her. Look, I have been through stuff as a woman. Other women have too. And I am not down rating her. But if I remember correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong, the young lady said, I went to his apartment. He asked me to perform an act. I refused and I left his apartment. So in my mind, there was not anything done that was against the law because she refused and she left. Am I wrong? Was this what was said on Twitter? Correct me if I'm wrong. He asked her to do
It was more
something.
to that.
There was a
No,
few.
he was trying to force her.
Well, the first
and
girl,
then
the first girl said he asked me to do something and I refused and I left his apartment. Is that what the first girl said?
I don't remember what the first girl said because exactly, but I remember her saying something like the girl that I started following her because she started posting all the stories of the other ladies that were
Yes,
like,
that's the one. That's
you
the
know.
one.
So I think I saw the other ladies is what I caught.
Okay,
And
I
the
didn't
other
see the
ladies
other
were
ladies.
not that story. Theirs were very much accusing of an actual
Being
act of
forced.
violence. Yes.
Okay, and that's totally horrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, I think what's heartbreaking is that there's people that need, you know, that have this and need an outlet, and sometimes when they speak up publicly as they did on Twitter, then, you know, that can be because again you might misspeak or you can't go back and edit unless you delete situation.
Right.
When they
Yeah,
then try
so-
to actually take some type of legal action, right, this may
Right.
hurt them is
Right.
the
Well,
problem.
she went to
And-
the police and she filed a report.
yeah.
But you know, I feel like Rolly, he's so stupid. I'm sorry, he is so stupid.
Yeah, I
He
will not
moved.
argue
He
with that.
moved so sloppy and nasty. Like
Yeah,
the
and
live
I've
that he
seen it,
did, where he
yeah.
was talking about buying his mom a house. He was just like, they want to cancel me, but Tank got 14 open counts on him. Like he was just trying to deflect on Tank, saying, and he's still fighting, but they want to cancel me. And like his whole thing is like he kept since this came out, he's just been saying Rolly is forever. Like he's like not really taking this serious at all. To me, he's like being an asshole about it. Like he's acting like he's
a
acting
little
like
off.
yeah. I said that before. I was like, he's not on
Yeah.
there. He is not on there. Remember we said like we were talking about should we bring him on here? I was like, we can bring him on. I was like, I feel like I'm gonna ask him questions. He's just not.
No,
he's not all
I've
there.
seen him. I've seen him at shows. I've got stories. He's a little off.
So then let's
Yeah,
talk about the action that was taken though, because okay, so outside of the legal action, what actually happened with the fight, right? So he was pulled, it got canceled, you know, whatever the case, and then you start to hear the people voicing, well, wait a minute, so why is it done now, but it wasn't done with all these other fighters? Who again, yes, to whoever was on the chat making the comments, innocent until proven guilty situation, right? I do agree with that. But we've had, unfortunately, in this sport, you know, there is a lot of there's just this history of violence, and domestics, unfortunately, and nothing things like this have come up before with other fighters, and the fights went on and the fights continued, right? So how does everybody feel about how in this one they just were quick to pull the plug?
Yeah,
I feel like they know. I think they know a little bit more than we know.
or they
Hey,
made,
yeah, I mean, that's a good answer. I mean,
maybe they made an example out of him, which
yeah.
may not be fair.
Because he is right. Like, Tank has cases open up against him. I don't know if it's
Right.
like dealing with females. It's like more of like the car crash that he had where he hurt these,
Right.
like 3 people in the car crash and left.
Yeah,
So
and there's others. I mean, Mayweather,
yeah.
but at
So
the time when Mayweather was hot, he was supporting Vegas.
Mhm.
There's so many, but it just depending on where you're at. So Rolly won't get busted. He got Mayweather paying for his lawyers. It's just, it's not right. I mean, if
No, but
these,
let me tell you what happened on Twitter with that, because I had like spoke about like I see why she didn't want to come
sure,
out for
no,
the
I can see
story,
that too,
because
sure.
they were jumping on her, calling all types of names, and they were just like going in on her. So I like retweet something, and then somebody came at me thinking that I was the victim and that I was the one that went to the police. And then he was starting
What?
calling me all these dirty names. And I was
Wait,
like,
what?
so I had to retweet him. I'm like, you see, this is why women don't like to report stuff, because of what this guy is doing right now. And he thinks that I'm the victim. And this is the way that he's talking to me.
Who was doing that to you?
Some random like troll account. He thought that I was the victim and that I went to the police. He was like, you know what? You over here trying to get attention. You already went to the police and reported the happening. You're still on here. And I'm like, guy, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm not even the victim. Look how stupid you sound. And this is why women don't come out, because you're attacking me, thinking that I'm the victim, and this is the way you're talking to me. So you gotta be a strong female to like deal with this stuff and like follow through and because the way this guy was coming at me thinking that I was a victim, like if I was a weak person and I was actually the victim of this, like I would just like hide somewhere, It's
I think
crazy.
just to plug in here, it made me think about this, Christine. Christy Martin has her organization, Christy's Champs.
Yes.
And it's, I've read more about it and her mission. For those of you that don't know Christy Martin's story, wow, and Survivor, and it is, a domestic violence case, but she has as a mission, to help women in these situations. And if you want to go to her page, within the page on her website, Christy Martin Promotions, she has a tab called Christy's Champs, and it's all centered around helping women from domestic violence, or that are victims of domestic violence.
And I encourage everybody to donate, even if it's, $5 or $10, because she really does use the money to help these women. She is amazing. I love her. She's a personal friend of mine, and she is amazing. She really is. She really does help these women. Domestic violence is serious. It does go on. And like Nika said, a lot of these women do not speak out because they are ridiculed. Could we have said, oh, she shoulda, woulda, coulda? Well, she did the best she could, and I'm glad she did speak out,
And I know, because the guy that I was arguing with, when he said, why it took us so long. So I said, who are you to say when somebody should come out about, an incident that happened to them? And then he was like, well, thinking that I was a victim. You already got enough clout. You already went to the police and you already filed a report. You're doing the most trying to get money and clout. And I'm like, this guy thinks I'm the victim, and that's how he's treating me. He think I'm doing this for clout. Like, my guy, I'm not even the victim.
A lot of times victims
that's how
are made
stupid
to
these people
feel
are.
embarrassed or ashamed, as if they're the ones that did something wrong.
Yeah.
No, but I don't know if you saw today, because Rolly and Teofimo are like good friends, and they look stupid when they hang out together. They look ignorant. And the girl, she must have posted an IG story with a picture of them together, saying that she was going, because Teofimo is supporting Rolly, and Rolly, Teofimo was all in her story. You know how on Instagram you can see who views your stories? It tells you like who looked at your stories on
Yeah.
Instagram, and Teofimo was in her views. So she posted it on Twitter saying, look, this is just sad. So he's like lurking her page trying to see what she's saying about Rolly and stuff. So
Unbelievable.
crazy.
Unbelievable. So I'm thinking of all the chisme that's going on. So did you all see Juan Manuel Marquez and the most recent
Yes.
interview on Canelo and all of that? And a
Enjoyed
lot of
it.
people were thinking that's like new, like, oh my gosh, suddenly he's got all this hate.
I think it was like
That's
10
been
years ago,
going on
wasn't it?
forever. That's been
Yeah.
going on for a long time, for a long, long time. And for those that missed it, I did go in and get a snapshot so that I could read what was said. But Juan Manuel Marquez actually said, and I can help translate, no pueden decir que Canelo es el mejor de toda la historia. So he's saying people can't say that Canelo is the best in all of history. Cuando ya hemos visto a los mejores, when we've already seen the best. Chávez, for example, a boxeadores que han enfrentado a lo mejor, for boxers that have faced the best of the best. And he says, a otros que no han necesitado de ayudas, for others that have not needed help. So he has a lot of resentment. A lot of resentment for Canelo's path.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's what he said. He has a lot of resentment for how the path was paved for Canelo. That wasn't for him. And there's a video out there, the Chad and you ladies, if you haven't seen it, from years ago actually, where Canelo was on that Spanish show Piolín. It's like called Piolín en la mañana, or it's a radio show. And on the radio show, Canelo does call him out, and says, hey, let's do this. And then they go back and forth because he's like, I'm not going to move up in weight. Juan Manuel Marquez says, I'm not going to move up in weight and for nothing, just to show or prove something, ridiculous. And Canelo's like, well, then, why are you talking all this smack? And I think it's a shame. I like Juan Manuel Marquez. He's one of my favorite fighters. I was really excited to see that.
He's sounding like a hater right now, though.
Yeah.
Like
I
don't like that side.
Yeah. No, I read this comment in here, but I think it's because I'm drinking and I don't have my glasses on. It says, I like you. He was talking to you and he said, I like your tats. And I thought he said he liked your tits.
Thank you. No, tats.
Yeah, you have to read it really good. I got you, Poncho. You did say tats.
You did say tats. Thank you. You know what? I want to switch gears a little bit, though. We're still going to talk about Canelo, and we're still going to talk about Tank. So what was Tank talking about Canelo? So Tank was saying something about Canelo. People were saying, if Tank was Canelo's weight or whatever, that he would beat Canelo.
No, I think he called himself a baby Canelo is what he said. Or
yeah. What is that about?
I don't know. He was just probably feeling himself that day.
Like, really? Is he up to par like that?
Yeah, well, he was in essence saying like, he is me. Like, I like that, like, or I am him. Like he was just trying to say that he is, this other version of Canelo and all the similarities and pointing out. I thought it was silly. Don't do that. Don't, I don't know. I just think that was ridiculous, to be comparing yourself in that way. And it just goes to show, I mean, you can speak to like similarities in style. There's a way to just be tactful about how you want to say something. No, but this dude was just all like, he's me.
Definitely not.
Saying.
Definitely
so.
Not. Somebody had brought up the Munguia and Rosado fight.
Yes.
Going on this weekend. So
okay, so
touch on that?
Who are y'all rooting for? I mentioned last night on the show who I'm rooting for.
This is really tough. This is really tough because Rosado has gotten such a bad rap for so long. You know, there's so many fights that I thought that he really won, and he's just such a warrior. And Mungia, I like Mungia. He's got such power. For a while, I thought his defense was not where it should be, but it's gotten better. Um, and it's like finally Rosado is getting the opportunity that he deserves. So it's like, uh, for me, it's really tough. But I'm gonna have to say Mungia, but it could go either way, and I'll be happy. So what about you? What about you, Nika?
I'm gonna go for Rosado because I feel like he's just like God. He's been in some wars, like,
I know, I know,
and
I
I feel like
know.
I just want him to have like a little bit of a happy moment in boxing. And I
Mm-hmm.
think this will be big for him. Um, so I'm going with Rosado, but I think, like you said, it could go either way. But I, I'm not really. Sorry, people. I'm not really convinced with Munguia. I'm not really convinced with him. So, like, I
He's
wouldn't be
got
surprised
power.
if
He does have power,
Yeah,
but the
I'm
skills,
not convinced with him. I feel like
yeah.
Rosado can take this for sure.
Okay, Nancy.
Rosado. I'm excited
Okay,
about this
okay.
one, ladies. I'm so excited because I like Rosado. He is a warrior. He leaves it all in the
Yes, it
ring.
is.
That is
Mhm.
what we want to see.
Mhm.
I love that. And yes, he's his fighting history isn't the best. He just hasn't been able to get. I think G Funky yesterday said, get over that hump. He hasn't been able to do that. But man, he gives fans, that fight, and he's a warrior. And I just love that. I'm excited about it. That knockout, okay, whether it was a lucky shot or not, whatever you want to call it, I thought that was awesome. And I thought I was just so happy for him. I was so happy for him, and I'm happy that this fight's happening for him. And I'm going for Rosado, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I agree with you when you said about Mungia, though, Christine, about the defense. That's one thing I think that's kind of been consistent as we see him in the fights. There's
Hmm.
definitely room for improvement when it comes to his defense, and then also for him to really use that height reach advantage that he does tend to have against his opponents. I think those are things that he can work on.
Yeah, sometimes he punches from his chest, but Lee and I agree. So Lee and I are going for Mungia, and let's just see what happens.
Yeah, yeah, I
Uh,
know, Lee. I know, but I'm a fan. He
Ros-
is a warrior.
Pancho, yes. Rosado is a M and F and warrior.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Showtime boxing, absolutely. There's going to be some blood, and it's usually coming from Rosado. Sorry.
We'll see.
Yeah, no, we'll see. We'll see. Definitely. No, it's going to be
Who
good.
else is fighting this weekend? Is that
Uh, I don't know,
I'll
but you
tell
know
you
what?
right now.
Yeah, tell us right now. But
is it?
go ahead.
I think there's a female fight on the zone.
Oh,
I
there
think
is,
is
but
it
I'm not
Harper
talking about
and
that. Yeah, but I'm not going to talk about that
Well, I mean, the
because
Benavides
she
brothers are
got on my
fighting.
girl's page. She got on my girl's page, so I'm not. And then
yeah, that's
she
right.
just like, yeah. But
This is
one
a
thing I want to talk
unification fight,
about
right?
before we wrap up and have our last words or whatever is these fantasy matchups. Why do people do that?
I saw, you know what, Christine? Okay, I saw your comment and I'm like, oh, my girl's spot on with that. There's a lot of that happening, and it's taking away from the moment of this. And the yes, sorry, I know you're going to touch on
No,
it, but
go with
I
it. Go
was
with it.
I was like, you know what? She makes such an excellent point, and we're having a lot of this, fantasy matchup talk. Um, and I feel like we're not really focusing on the fights that are in front of us,
Yes.
and really and truly the fights that need to be made. And I'll tie that along with some of my frustration with people asking for the trilogies, constantly asking for the rematches, because not every single fight's going to be worth the trilogy and rematch. I mean, I like me a good trilogy, don't get me wrong,
Right.
but now it just seems that we're not focusing on what's in front and the fights that need to happen.
Right. Absolutely. I agree. Nika, what do you think about these fantasy or hey, the Muhammad Ali back in the day, would he have beat,
I think
Tyson
they beat.
Fury and, you know,
I think they beat that to death already. How many
mhm.
fantasy fights are you gonna like keep talking about? Like, it's not gonna
Mhm.
happen. So like, why are we talking? We can't
And
even
who
get the fights.
wins?
We can't even get the fights that we want to happen now. So why are we talking about
Th-
fights that are
that's
not
what
gonna
I'm saying.
happen? Like in,
That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying,
with
Nika.
fighters that are retired and stuff. I think it's dumb. So
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah,
It
I'm
reminds
done
me
with
of
that.
what is it? Eddie Murphy. What was the movie? The Eddie Murphy when they're in the barber shop and they're talking
Oh,
Coming to America.
coming to America. It's the barbershop talk. The guy is
Yeah.
mhm.
but I'm sorry guys, I love y'all, but it's like it's guys do that. And they
Yeah.
go back and forth and they can talk about it for hours. And we're just like, no, we want to be realistic. We want to talk about here and now and what's going on right now.
Mhm.
Because
Yep.
who wins? Nobody wins. You're going to argue for years.
Yeah. Exactly.
Lee Grove says no need for Canelo Triple G3, especially when Triple G will be facing Murata in Japan at the end of the year. Not a guaranteed win for Triple G, so the argument might be moot. Excuse me. Agree with you.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you. That's I am with you on that. I don't want to see it.
Absolutely.
Let's he in the last, couple years he's only fought, like, Triple G's only fought 3 times. I like Triple G. But he's only fought 3 times. I mean, Canelo alone just fought, 4 times in the past. Yeah, I'm losing count, but that was just in the last 11 months. So
Exactly.
I think most fans have moved on from that, and we need to focus on, the fights that haven't happened that need to happen, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And Pancho, another thing that I think that y'all talk about is exactly what you're talking about is the new boxing game. I'm sorry. The new boxing game that was announced today. Do either one of you women know about that? Because I
No.
Yeah,
I had heard of it being in the works.
The EA Sports, but because there's already another company that was doing a boxing game, so this is a different EA Sports game that's coming out. I used to love those games, so that's the only reason why I know about it.
Okay, well, my bad. I'm sorry. I apologize. Nika does know about that. I do not, and Nancy does not.
Yeah, I do not. I know that I kind of saw clips here and there of it being in the works, and they had some of the boxers, in those arenas where they have like the green
Yeah, but
screen and
that's
like
the
all the
other
different
company.
sensors.
Yeah, that was a different company. This is like EA Sports game. So
Nah.
we'll see.
Nope, sorry. I missed that one. Real quick, just going back to the
Oh my
Benavides
goodness.
fight.
Chicken. I was like, who
Who
the hell is coming on the
is
screen?
this?
Hold on. Let me take my
So
shirt off right
Christine, I need this. I need this in my life. I need this in 2022 for sure.
Oh,
I need a night out with y'all.
Look at this. In the ring with Christine. I know that's right, girl.
Look, when you called me today, I already had the shirt on. I was gonna sport in this shirt already.
So you just got done sparring.
Yeah, I just got through sparring and working out with Alexis now.
Okay, well, tell everybody, for those that don't know you, they must be living under a rock. Tell them who you are.
It's Chicken Motherfucker Champ in the building.
I know that's right. So you just got done working out and sparring. How'd it go?
Hey, it went great. I sparred India, I sparred Sierra, and I sparred Alexis, and then we sparred a new girl they're trying to get into boxing. I try to show people love, especially the women. You know what I'm saying? And so she got in there too.
That's great. So how many rounds did you go today?
I think we did 2 each person, and then 5. So I think 10.
10.
Yeah, like we kept on doing red robin. You know how everybody just keep going. Yes, what's up, Long Live Boxing, Oakland, Texas. Yeah, so we did like 10, 12 rounds. Then we did some ab work and stuff afterwards.
That's good. That's good.
So talk to us about November 27th.
I'm gonna be fighting
Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, Nashville. I'm fighting 3-time world champion. I'm stepping my game up. Yeah. And we ain't scared. We ain't scared.
That's right, girl. Go represent. Go show them Texas. Go show them Texas.
Period.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Well, we were
So wait, that's
wrapping
the
it.
weekend of Thanksgiving?
Yes, I can't even eat Thanksgiving food.
Really?
You see,
Ooh, girl.
and I gotta get real. Look, I'm whipping her ass. It's one of my favorite days of the year.
I know. So wait,
So
you
if
can have
if
some
anybody's
leftover
gonna
plates
be
ready for you.
if anybody's going to be in Nashville that weekend, maybe visiting family, going, for the holiday, make sure that you go watch these fights and go watch our girl here, right? Or maybe you're, in Texas passing through to some other state, you just make a real quick pit stop and catch this fight.
Period.
Yes, tell everybody.
Is it
where
gonna
they
is it
can
gonna be
find
streamed?
you
It might
and
be
how they can
streamed.
watch it.
Yeah, it might be streamed. I won't just really know everything yet. Probably until like I finish giving him my. I'm going to do my neurology. I guess you got to get so many tests done now, so I got to get my neurology test, and then I guess I'll find out all the other stuff that's going on that we supposed to.
But tell everybody what your social media is so they can like see where the live stream is whenever you post it.
Okay, yeah, I'm probably most likely gonna be posting it on Facebook. So follow me on Facebook at Shay Metcalf, and also on Twitter you can do Shay Metcalf or the Slim Goody on Twitter, where it's toxic at.
Even though we get harassed
Oh
on
my God, yes.
Twitter,
Ugh.
You hear me? Toxic Twitter.
girl. Even though we're
She already,
swags or
she already
lags or
knows. She
wags
saw
or
me going
whatever.
in. She already knows.
What is it?
Like that's
Wags,
girl.
lags.
Nika is the most hated female on Twitter, bro. Like, why the guys be hating, bro? They be so mad. They must want to, you know what I'm saying, want to get you and you don't give them that place, so they be mad. I don't think
That's what
they
it
talking
is.
about.
No, but
Huh?
today was more like UK boxing. The men in UK, I'm not gonna say all, but a lot of the men in UK boxing, they be bored or something. They be trying to pick and say racist things and like
Oh, baby,
really
they
disgusting.
are very racist.
Yes.
What are Europeans? They are mean. They is mean, baby.
It like the post was like something positive of like nice looking females and boxing and whatever, and they just turned it into something nasty. So I cussed them out and then I blocked them and called it a day.
Man, I do know that tell me I was a black bitch boxer or something. I said, whoa.
You see, I don't have patience for that,
Sometimes
man.
it's mean to be funny.
It don't be funny to me. I've never laughed. I've never laughed at one of those things. I'll cuss their ass out real quick and like.
I mean, I cuss them out, but I just be like, dang, I ain't never had nobody say that stuff to me, bro.
It's so uncalled for. Like, I don't understand. To me, I really think they be bored and they just like the banter online, going back and forth. But we don't do that here. Like we don't call women out their names and say racist things to them for like a laugh. This shit ain't funny. It's not funny. And it ain't funny when you tell it to me because I'm gonna cuss your ass out. I'm gonna call your mama a bitch. I'm gonna go in on your ass.
You see somebody say your mother, I said she said they mama.
Yeah, because before I blocked them, that's what I said, your mother, because like what I wanted to say would get me suspended. So I'm learning to just say stuff
we
like
cannot
your
get
mother.
you suspended.
Yeah.
You cannot get suspended, Nika. You cannot.
Yeah.
No more.
I'm trying.
So let's wrap it up. Any last words? Chicken, you came in just in time, girl.
Yeah, make sure you check it in the ring with Christine.
Yes,
You wear
that shirt. Nice.
I'm in my car and stuff. I had to, as soon as I left the gym, I got in my car. So everybody can't see me. I want to make sure I get in on her.
I see it. Represent. Nancy, last words.
I want to say happy belated birthday to Shay because I know she recently celebrated a birthday.
Oh yes, happy belated.
Yep, happy belated. Happy belated. Many more. And then of course I want to thank Christine, host with the most. Nika, our girl, just out there battling, representing. I'm grateful for all of you and then the chat. you know,
Yeah.
for those of you that are in the chat, just so y'all know, before we went live, we were just talking about how awesome y'all are. Whether you're giving us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, you know, the fact that you're taking the time
Thank
to
you.
join us. And for those that have become regulars, you know, we love
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. Nika.
I just want to thank the ladies. Like, you know, I'll be going through like I'll be having my days where I'm just like mental, and like we have this WhatsApp chat, and like they really do like push me forward and just like give me like, you know, the words of wisdom and like stuff I need to hear.
Love.
So, you know, and doing this show kind of like snaps me out of that sometimes. So I needed that. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I appreciate you ladies and I love y'all. So
Can't wait till I can have a drink again so I can, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. When I can have my drink again, I'm going to have a red cup. Okay? I'm going to have a red cup
I have a
Absolutely.
red cup mug.
for you,
This is
sister.
like a mug that I got off of
Absolutely.
Amazon. It's like
I need to give me one of them.
into a mug.
It's a mug.
Yeah, I love it. I
I
love
need
it.
No, absolutely. You know what? And that's the thing too. I mean, we all go through stuff, and definitely I've been going through some stuff too, and that's why, you know, this show is so important, in our group chats and our Wednesdays, and we need each other. We need to support each other. We all love boxing, you know, and I love you ladies too. And let's just continue to keep the good fight going and supporting each other. And thank you all, everybody that was in the chat. And thank you all. Love you. Have a good
Thank
night.
y'all so
Bye.
much.
you.
See you next week.
Bye.
Good night.
Drive safe, Shay. Y'all take care.
Absolutely. Good night.
You too.
Bye.